So I've been listening to the Dolby Creator Talks podcast last 2 days, I think now, and so far I've been really enjoying it. Most of the talks I've listened to, I think I've listened to 4 or so, but 3 of those, no, maybe I've listened to 5. 3 or 4 of those episodes were about audio, but they've also had one was on visual effects, and then others, it seems like what they mostly talk about, from the little bit I've listened to them so far, is sound and cinematography. So, really good so far. And then some of the talks are usually specific films where they'll talk to the director and or some of the crew that actually worked on the audio, the sound design, or the music, and then on the ones of the cinematographers, obviously, that's music, cinematographer. So they talk to the cinematographers and stuff, which is really good. The ones I've listened to so far have been one on sound and one on the visual effects for Gareth Edwards, the creator. Haven't seen the film, but really enjoyed Rogue One, probably my favorite Star Wars film in a really long time. So, since like the older ones. Yeah. Where was I going? They also had Ben Burt and a couple other people where they talked to like some sound designers from kind of the earlier day, well, not the earlier days, they still do sound design. Or at least I'm pretty sure they do. But Ben Burt's a name I remember because it's like he did sound on Star Wars back in the 70s, and he's done like Wall-E, and he's done a lot of sound. But it's also making me think and try to pay attention more to sound. Been watching some Apple TV stuff with my wife, and the sound, and these are, like 30, 40 minute, hour long, whatever episodes, so it's TV-ish, not like movies. So maybe I need to sit down with a movie and see if the sound is different. Also probably need to sit down on my, so we're just using the speaker from our television, which is now going to be 14 years old, I think. So not probably great speakers to begin with, and then they're older and probably turned up too loud sometimes because we can't hear it or whatever. I don't know. It's not a good sound system, but I feel like the ones I've been listening to lately, maybe I'm not picking up on it, and maybe the speaker's not that good, but the sound design, it seems pretty minimal. And the last couple of little short films I've made, I've actually dropped, like, I take the video, and as I'm cutting it and putting it in the timeline, I drop all the audio. And then I just, after it's all kind of cut together, then I've been putting the sound, doing the sound work at that point. So, and I don't think it's anything complicated. Like what I've done is pretty basic. But I need to get better at it and figure out DaVinci Resolve's workflow for like Fairlight for doing audio design. But yeah, it makes you think. Sound is probably 50% or more of the picture. And it also just makes me think about some of the stuff like, for some reason, the first Resident Evil is coming to mind, where like they go into the basement. I don't know. I don't remember now. They go in somewhere where it's like a industrial area, and like then all of a sudden they hear the door close as it's shutting, and you never see the door. You just see the shadow. You see like lights getting cut, like the doors coming in front of the light, and then we hear sound. And I was like, that is, and I'm pretty sure it was maybe a making of, maybe there was a commentary, because I swear this is where I heard this is they're like, yeah, we didn't have a budget for a door or something, so we did this, which is a shot with a shadow. And I was like, well, that's brilliant, 'cause that'd be a lot easier to pull off. And then with sound design, you've added some kind of you've made the scene in the film perhaps seem bigger. So I'm trying to think about stuff like that, like how to design sound and shots where I don't necessarily have to make all of the elements, right? You're with a little bit of lighting and some sound, the audience, they'll figure out what's going on, right? Make them kind of work for it a little bit, or try to figure, not like they're doing it was pretty simple, like, oh, that sounded like a door. Anyway, yeah. Rambling about that, but this stuff's really good to listen to. And each episode's, 49 minutes, 30, I guess it ranges all over. But interesting stuff. So, the ones I listen to, if you're interested, I'll make a comment where I try to link up the ones I've listened to if you're interested, because I'm sure in podcasts they probably have like history. I'm really random with my podcast, so like I'll listen to some and then won't listen to podcasts for months, and I'll come back, I'm like, oh, I'll listen to some. But yeah. Next time I'll try to do something else. Been a busy week, so podcasts have been a good way to kind of just listen to industry professionals and get some ideas. But I don't know where else I'm going with this. I'm just thinking about sound a lot and trying to figure it out. But now I'm at like the 7-minute mark pretty much. So I'll let you all go, and let me know in the comments. How much do you work on sound design? Do you have someone else do it? How much do you think about sound when you're watching a film or putting together a film? It's definitely something I've been paying attention to more and more. But till next time, keep on watching things, or thinking about watching and deconstructing things.